So you were saying that in the notes that you are a military veteran or firefighter or both. So you're in the fire department and you're in the military.
Yes, I went into the Air Force and I wanted a medical career field. They didn't have any openings and they wanted to make me a cop, and I was like, please don't. And
a military police MP?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, no, thank you. And they were like, well, you can be a firefighter if you can lift this 100 pounds over your head. And I was like, well, and at that time I was big into weightlifting. I was like benching 165 and stuff. And, and I had a lot of muscles. So I was like, let's try it. So I went in the room to do it. And at MEPS, when you prepare to go into the military, they make you lift at least 40 over your head. And I had done that flying colors. I was like, this is easy.
Yeah.
So he was like 100. I was like, I probably can. He said he set the machine at 45. So I go to do it thinking it's going to be super light. It was a little hard. And I was so pissed because I was like, that was really hard. I can't do 100. And when I got done, he goes, that was 100. And I was like, thanks, dude. So then I got to be a firefighter, which in my mind was EMT medical still. And I was like, and I'm strong enough to be a fireman, so I could do it.
Yeah.
So then I did.
Okay. And so I assume at the time that was the base requirement for anybody.
Yeah.
Being a firefighter. Because there's been, because like the stuff going on in LA currently with those fires, there's been, some controversy with people saying like should with
I had to lift the same dummy over my head that they did, and I had to drag the same dummy.
Okay.
He weighs the same.
For everybody.
Yeah. And he weighs 175 pounds, I believe.
All right.
And at the time, a couple of years into it, my husband is 6'4", and he probably weighed like 240, and I fireman carried him.
Nice.
So, I mean, I was not a string bean or nothing, I wasn't a buff person either, but I had muscle.
Yeah. You had strength.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining on your wedding night you carrying him.
No, not that way. I don't think I could baby carry him.
Okay. But the shoulder.
Over the shoulder, yeah.
Well, because women have powerful legs.
Yeah, and leg and arm holds, yeah.
So when did you join the Air Force then? How old were you?
In 1999. Or maybe
not old, but just when? Okay.
In 1999, I came in in 1999, and I would have been 18.
Oh, wow. Okay. So right from the start.
Yeah.
What was it about the Air Force in particular? Because, they're like Navy, Army, was it just?
Well, when I went to the recruiting office, I first went to the Army because I just thought, well, I don't know if my grades are shit, I'm going to see. Because I thought you had to have better grades or something.
Yeah.
So I went to the Army guy, and then he was trying to, keep me as a recruit. And the Air Force woman, she came over and she was like, don't do that. Do this. And I was like, but can I with these grades? She's like, they don't care about your grades as long as you can pass the test and you get your diploma. You just needed your diploma, and then you take the ASVAB and get your scores that way. And that's what matters. And to be in the Air Force, you have to get at least a 40. The other branches, it's lower and lower and lower.
Okay.
And so I totally passed that. And she's like, yeah, you can.
Does that determine like if you're going to go into, say, pilot training or not?
Those are most Air Force pilots are officers. There's enlisted and officers.
Oh yeah,
officers need 4-year degrees.
Yeah, so you need
So I was just high school diploma.
I was going to say, I know that other branches have like an OCS or a form of like going from enlisted to officer.
And you can do that once you're in the Air Force too. You can go to OTS, Officer Training School.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
You didn't look at it as a career at the time, or did you?
I couldn't because I had muscle, and at that time it strictly went by weight and height. And I'm only 5'4.5" tall, and sometimes they'd make me 5'4", and sometimes they'd make me 5'5", and that meant my weight could only be 145 to 150, and that's it. And at the time I weighed 150, but I had 34 triple D boobs.
Oh, your boobs cost you?
And so I was always within 5, and they wanted me 5 pounds under my max.
Okay.
And so I was on profile, or I was on punishment.
Punishment?
More than 50% of my career. And every supervisor I had was too chicken to go to the commander and let me be seen in my blues. And I was like...
Were you too pronounced in them?
No, I was fine. I looked great. Like I could go in front of the commander and look presentable because it was a matter of looking sloppy. And I was like, I don't look sloppy.
No.
this is what I look like. And I'd be like, just let me go in front of the commander. They didn't want to talk to the commander themselves because they were too chicken to talk to the commander.
Oh, okay. So how long were you in the Air Force for?
I did just over 3 years and 8 months.
Okay.
So I barely missed my 4-year, but that's because I got pregnant and they let me get out. And I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Yeah.
So I got out.
So it was an honorable discharge?
Yes.
Okay.
I got all my benefits. I got my GI Bill and everything.
Nice.
And my VA loan and all that.
All right. And did you ever get to go to the, like, even just to see it, the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs?
No. No.
It looks like a beautiful school.
Yeah. Yep.
Out of all the military schools, it looks like it's the prettiest.
Yes.
Locational.
Yeah.
Like Annapolis and West Point are nice too, but like West Point's, hundreds of years old and it's
very old.
It looks just like almost like a regular Ivy League school.
Oh, yeah.
Say like if you go to like a Harvard or a Yale, it kind of has that same vibe to it, just with military people. Whereas, the Air Force Academy is much newer, so it's and it's in this vast vista of mountains and
yes,
and everything like that. Would you say that you took things from the Air Force that you were able to kind of take for the rest of your life and apply, in other ways? Like, did they teach you something, in terms of like, about yourself personally? Because you grow up a lot from 18 to almost 22.
Yeah.
So.
It made me it made me too body focused.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they're very, very stringent on on dimensions.
Yes, and they would tape me. They would tape my body, and I would fail by half an inch. Literally half an inch cost me my stripe and cost me my career. Wow. I would have stayed in if I didn't have those restrictions because I really loved it. Like it was fine. I loved working with men and fire department. I loved all that because, like, finding out now in my 40s, I'm probably a little bit ADD and autistic. So I'm like, that was why. Because I didn't get along with girls because I wasn't fake. I couldn't be fake. I didn't know how to be bubbly and fake about it. And so that wasn't my personality. And having boobs, I was automatically assumed a slut. So I just avoided girls and I hung out with guys the whole high school experience. And so in the Air Force, I fit right in because it was just a bunch of guys. So.
Okay. Is that during that time, is that where you met your husband?
Yes.
Was he in the Air Force too?
He had just gotten out and he was a civilian for the Air Force.
Okay.
A GS, a government servant position.
Okay.
Civil service.
So did he work on base?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.